Alright, try and hold it steady is the number one thing. It's this kind of trouble.
Great, I got that little dance on film.
Thank you. Sorry you can't come today. Next time. Unfortunately, V's has sort of torn a tendon in her leg, so unfortunately, and she's not done that cycling, I might add, but it does mean that she's got to take a little bit of a break until that sort of sorts itself out, or is sorted out. Anyway, yes, I'm dragging my mother around London. It's going to be great fun. A quick zap so that when we get back to it, it'll be ready to go. And hopefully Mark will be here fairly soon. And then he's going to take us, me and my mum, round London to see all the great sights. And I'm going to take you with me. And I do hope the weather improves because it was actually quite rainy on the way down, which wasn't supposed to be, but you know, British weather, what can you do? Hi Mark.
Hiya, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm very good.
Makes a change for me to be a little bit late, doesn't it? Traffic was horrendous. All the way down to the M25. Nice. This is a great day. M25 splatters with rain.
Yep. Yeah, we had that. Oh well, I'm sure it will dry up this afternoon.
It is, I've looked, and it's all good.
Brilliant. Right, we've got to get this... Stopped raining, that's handy. Mark has got a hankering to go check out the embassy for Russia and Ukraine, because apparently the two embassies face each other. So that sounds exciting. This is what is colloquially called a bad cycle path. You know, it forces you to go right next to the doors of all the other vehicles, against the flow of the cars. Just, I suppose, better than nothing. Personally, I don't like to cycle really close to cars. It's too much chance of being doored. Oh yes, I can see the Russian flag off in the distance. Right, no throwing red paint, Mum. Have we missed it?
Nah, I can't.
Doesn't seem very opposite to me.
Hang on. Well, that's the Russian embassy.
I see.
I thought they were opposite each other.
Turns out that the Russian embassy and Ukrainian embassy are not opposite each other. So there we go.
Maybe
right.
But if Russia ever go to war with Ghana, then we're in.
We're going to go down Billionaires Row now and then get some coffee at Kensington Palace.
That sounds favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. That's annoying. Kensington Palace is closed. So we'll have to go somewhere else for coffee. Yes, we'll wait for you to take a picture, Mum, don't worry. I did explain to Mum that today was going to be 60% sightseeing, 40% cycling. I think I might have got that wrong, actually. It's more like 80-20.
That's fine.
That is fine. Now this is a cycle path done properly. Segregated, lots of room. Yeah, it's a good one. It's the Diana Memorial thingy.
It's one of the few parks in London with original gas lamps.
Oh, awesome.
So if you want to see what the 1700s look like in London, come to Hyde Park in 2022.
Wow. So I've been to London a fair few times with Mark. He is a great source of information. We started on Evolved Skateboards, didn't we?
As long as you don't ask me where the Ukrainian embassy is.
Yeah,
I can tell you where it isn't.
Yeah, it's not opposite the Russian embassy. We've discovered that. Yeah, no, he's got all sorts of information, and yeah, so we started coming on Evolved Skateboards.
It was
back before the police knew or cared.
Yeah.
And then we sort of swapped to various electric bikes. But I've never come with my mother before.
Oh.
Yes.
Hello.
So we need to. I'm trying to sort of get her into this cycle tours of London stuff, because it is literally, it's the best way to see the city in a day. It really is. Although admittedly, I prefer it if there's a bit more sunlight. But at least we're not getting too hot, so there's that.
Or too wet.
Well,
yeah, at the moment. We actually came here with Jasper when there was water flowing around and it was nice and hot and sunny. And he had an absolute whale of a time. And I think that time we actually parked at the other Westfield Stratford, and I took the tube in with him, and he had a scooter and I had a skateboard. I mean, wheels, in my opinion, are essential to the enjoyment of London, the proper enjoyment.
Well, it's reasonably flat, isn't it, London? You know.
Yeah, and public transport is horrible and either underground or smelly. And it's much nicer if you can just go through these lovely parks. I mean, look at this. So speaking of scooters, apparently later today, possibly maybe, the UK is going to actually allow privately owned scooters to be legal. I imagine there's going to be all sorts of conditions. It's going to have to be the right sort of one. I mean, that sort of came up because Mark was just saying that you actually can't take an electric scooter on the underground anymore because they were worried about fire risk. Yeah.
Fire risk, yeah.
So presumably, if the scooters are made to the sort of UK legal standard, then I assume that London Underground will let you take them on. Otherwise it would be, you know, there'd be barely any point in having them, because you wouldn't want to do 15 miles on one of those things. I know people can, but I wouldn't personally. A bike maybe, but not a scooter. Anyway, let's go get coffee.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Up the road. That's where we're headed. So,
Yeah.
oh, there's no cycling there, is there?
No.
No, there's no
Now, is this
cycling.
construed as cycling?
Yes.
Killjoy. Nice. Nice.
Thank you, don't forget that. Excellent. The sun's come out. Yay! Awesome. That is the Duke of Wellington's old house, and it is number 1, London. And that, all the way up there, is a crossing for horses. That's why it's so high off the ground. See the little button up there? Buckingham Palace, closed. Lots of stuff's closed today.
The Mall, closed.
Yep, the Mall,
The
closed.
cycleway, closed.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pushing bicycles, and we have just pushed the bicycles for about a mile. This is sort of, they've closed it all because of the Jubilee, I think. I think it's going to be lunchtime soon. I'm feeling that I've burnt far more calories than I've eaten problem.
Right opposite is Crown Passage, and in Crown Passage there's a pub. I believe it's called the Rose and Crown, which is one of the oldest pubs in London, and it's where Charles II used to meet all of his lady friends. Yeah, and there were many. Rumour has it that there is a tunnel from that pub to Buckingham Palace, but who knows? It's not called the Rose and Crown, it's called the Red Lion.
Ah.
I was going on memory, come on.
Do you reckon there's a tunnel under there?
One of the oldest shops in London, where Churchill got his hat, 1676. I think. Please keep 8 bowler hats width apart. Above the ridiculously old wine shop, which is Berry Brothers, is the place that used to be the Texas Embassy before Texas was part of the USA. And the story is that when they left, they never paid the last month's rent. Honestly, and it wasn't until not so long ago that they finally paid, the US Embassy finally paid that debt, but it's a historic debt.
Did they pay interest on it though? That's the question.
They literally did a run-up. This square was the location of the last duel in London, where someone died.
Really?
Yep.
Like pistols or swords?
Don't know, probably pistols.
That's where the Queen Mother lived over there, apparently. You know, you just got stuff like that around every corner in London.
So the place across the road was White's Gambling Club, and it's where the sandwich was invented. I don't know when, but it was hundreds of years ago. But it was there, that's where the sandwich was invented, and now us three are stuck in central London, ironically looking for somewhere to get a sandwich. Just off Piccadilly, the Royal Institute of Great Britain, home of Michael Faraday, home of the electric motor. Thank you very much. We wouldn't have got here had it not been for what went on in there.
Nice nutritious meal.
Hark back to the 1700s. It's snuffing out your torch. Snuffing out the fire.
That's an odd sign. Maybe the person that put it up had hay fever?
Possibly.
Terrible hay fever right here. Look, it's trees, ouch. It's trees everywhere, and they seem to be the trees that I can't stand. Let's get out of here. London's narrowest pub. Kingsman. Like from the movie, I think.
Yeah, that shop, and that was the shop that was used in the movie. And downstairs is Tommy Nutter's place, which in the 60s was the place where all of the suits from the Beatles album Abbey Road, and Elton John gets his suits there, and the Rolling Stones got their suits there. Just up here is where the Beatles performed on the roof of the Apple, what was it called? Their music label, Apple Music, wasn't it? Apple Record.
Yeah, because they had a bit of a trademark thing with Apple computers, didn't they?
Yeah, and it was just up here on the left where they performed, and someone across the road in this building complained about the noise, and they called the police.
There is where the Beatles played their last live performance. It's got a blue plaque. Might be a bit tricky to see on this. Royal Academy of Arts. Nice building. So it's a mounting block for the Duke of Wellington and the Lady of Northampton.
Yeah, that's right. So in World War II, that building was the Ministry of Defence, and they covered it in plants so it wouldn't be seen from the air, and it's still covered to this day. Know where there is a coffee and ice cream and toilets if we do a left at the end of this place here.
Don't know if you can see this, there's a gate right in the distance. That used to be the edge of the Thames, and all of this land up to there is reclaimed. It was actually 1860, 1870 that they did the reclamation, so where I'm standing now would be the Thames. That's what I like to see, civil servants multitasking. Not only is that a police vehicle, it's also a lawnmower. We were just having an interesting chat about, you know, YouTube and my channel, and the fact that, you know, back when I started my channel, EVs were an exceptional and interesting thing, and now they're just basically cars on the road, like all other cars on the road. I mean, there's still, you know, I've still got a video to do about how my Tesla is currently performing, because I've done quite a bit over 150,000 miles now, which is quite a distance, and I'm coming up on 8 years, so I'm going to do that. But for the most part, I'm sort of been trying to migrate my YouTube channel away from just EVs. It's never really been just EVs, but I'm just seeing what works, what doesn't, and having a bit of fun. Which is why today's video is kind of a bit of a tourist's look at London from a bicycle saddle. It's been good fun, hasn't it, Mum? But to be honest, my primary goal today was to make sure that Mum had fun, because I've been promising to take her out in London for a while, and this is the way I do that. Imagine if every one of these cyclists was in a car. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, we're not sure where we're going. So what have we got here, Mark?
So during the Blitz, the Germans flattened this area and they left the line of houses, the wall that was left standing, they left in situ to form a garden wall which now contains the fireplace of the house that was originally there and the next door neighbour's fireplace. A relic from World War II.
Gosh. So, do they legalise them or not? Are they going to?
Yeah, it says, quote, electric scooters are legalised in Queen's Speech despite 40% jump in accidents.
Yes, well the Queen's Speech is what they're going to do, not what they have done, but yeah, that's
The Queen's
cool.
Speech delivered by Prince Charles today included the legalisation of the use of e-scooters despite the huge surge.
Cool.
Huge surge. Monstrous surge.
Oh, out of my 10 best friends, 9 of them are dead because of electric scooters.
People get attacked by Coke bottles, don't they? People get glassed. People get glassed and hospitalised all the time. Does that mean that we're sitting in a restaurant, does that mean that this should be criminalised? Or is it a case of whoever's got these in their hands are doing something wrong rather than the item?
Is it true that the accidents have gone up some massive
Well,
amount?
the usage has gone up like crazy, and most of the people that ride them are riding private ones
Honestly,
badly on the pavement.
In all
How are you going
honesty,
to stop that if you...
You've got to legislate.
if you compare the number of electric scooter accidents in 1835 compared to the number of electric scooter accidents in 2022,
It's gone up
massively, massively. So no wonder they've legislated against them. You know, and if you had an electric scooter that you paid, I don't know, £500 for, would you just dump it on a street corner, or would you be inclined to take care of that, take it home, not just leave it littering the street? But if you had one that you could rent for, say, £1 for 5 minutes, when you finish with it, it's not mine. I don't care. It's right on the floor. It's not mine. No one's going to see me. So I can never get my head around it. So yes, sure, there are people who use them to get away from the police, bit like cars, bit like motorbikes, bit like just about everything. But I just could not get my head around the fact that you can rent one and drive it like you stole it.
Yes, it's true.
With the blessing of the Lord, or you can own one and you're straight away a drug dealing criminal. No, no, no. So no, to clarify it, my girlfriend has chronic fatigue and it will enable her to go from place to place with me without her being utterly exhausted.
Yes.
And thank you, Grant Shapps.
Long overdue.
Not half. Cheers. Here's to electric scooters. We got there. But the next thing, I need to get James to get one.
I want to know when they're going to legalise electric skateboards, because I find them to be wholly more fun.
Really?
And I don't think they're any more dangerous than electric scooters.
Come on.
Well, they require more skill, perhaps, but then I think you'd find that if people jumped on bicycles and rode them without practising first, the accident rate might go up just a teeny bit. Whilst we're on the subject of bicycles, give it a good hill and you'll easily do 30 miles an hour on that. You know, you hit somebody at 30 miles an hour, they're going to know about it.
And that's legal.
Yes, you should if you're going down a hill and it's legal to do 30 on that road.
Yeah, if you've got the pedal car, you can do it.
Anyway,
So,
that's good news.
Good news.
And unfortunately, it's now time to head home, but we've had a great time. Also, I don't know if you can hear that sort of creaking noise that's coming from my bike. That is actually loose spokes, I believe, on the rear wheel. So I will be getting that sorted urgently. It took me a while to realise it was loose spokes, actually, because at first I was thinking, was it like a bearing or something?
That's where the horses live, and they go up in lifts.
Oh, cool.
Did you know that?
I did not know the horses go up in lifts.
Stables are in...
Well, just there on our left?
Yes, you'd like to drive into somebody, James.
Ah, They'll move.
Yes, well that's back there, the Household Cavalry.
Cool.
And they, yeah, I think some of the stables are up on the, maybe all of the stables, I don't know. I know the horses go up in lifts. Yeah, my bike's a lot quieter than your bike.
Yes, but that's because I've got a dodgy back wheel. Don't really love riding on it, but don't have much of a choice. Got to get back to the car.
You could run.
And I don't have a spoke ratchet thing with me. But I'm going to get it sorted. You come back. Yay! We found the Ukrainian embassy.
I've enjoyed it, but I have found it mildly terrifying, especially going around Parliament Square with all those cyclists. They're the maddest ones.
Yeah, they're a bit crazy around there, especially at rush hour.
Yes, they are. But yeah, I'm quite pleased I did it.
Excellent.
Especially with all those road closures there, that makes life complicated.
Yeah, there was loads of stuff closed today.
That's because of the state opening of Parliament, that's what that was all about.
Ah,
and that's
I see.
why we kept seeing special royal people with motorbike outriders.
Yeah. I think I might have seen Prince William in one of
I
those.
think I saw Prince Charles, so there you go.
That was amazingly good fun. We're back at the car now, clearly. So I'm going to sign off for the day. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bit of a different vlog post today, just sort of out with my mum in London sightseeing. A sort of an alternative guide to London, I guess you could say.
Great day. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, Mark.
Have a good one.
Awesome. Drive carefully. Well, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know, because, you know, I enjoyed it. And yeah, I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because you guys are awesome. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like. The links are in the description. And I will see you all in the next episode of my vlog. Thank you, Mum.
Bye!
Bye!